Hello, my name is Kenny Oyeniyi, aka Opera Kenny, like you know. Uh, I'm welcoming you officially again to my YouTube channel, Opera Kenny TV, where, like I told you the last time, I'll be bringing a lot of people from the industry across the globe to have a conversation with them on what is trending, on what will be informative and educative to you. I'm currently working on the series. I call it Japa series. So I'm working on why people leave their country for another country for the so-called greener pasture that we are all looking for. I have my own answer why I migrated from my country. A lot, so it's different for different people. So, and that's why I'm making the Japa series like intercontinental series. So it will span across different continents. My last guest, Paul Agbaje, is from Africa. I'll bring someone from Asia for you. I'll bring someone from South America. I'll bring someone from Europe. I would just want us to have an educative conversation, and that is why this morning having a chat with someone from another continent. I will ask him to introduce himself shortly. He'll be coming up on the show to tell us why he also migrated, why he left his country. And I believe you catch up and you will have one or two lessons to grab from what we are going to talk about today. Like I said, it's my show and it's your view. So it's an educative, inspiring, and informative show where we discuss almost everything. You gain something from everything. You learn as we discuss. So we talk about politics, we talk about sex, marriage, travel, sports, we talk about education, we talk about career, we talk about men, we talk about women, we talk about anything. But we are starting with Japa because that is what is trending. And just to give you like a review of my last video, so it's well accepted. I had a lot of views. I had a lot of comments also, some which are correctional, uh, good feedback that I absorb very well, just to give you more good production and good content. So it's well accepted. It's beyond my imagination, the kind of view and likes that I have over my last video. And I hope this trend will continue with this video that I will be releasing today as well. So to cut the long story short, my guest is in the waiting room already. We bring in Pascal. He's in the UK presently. He's a friend. He's someone that I know, but you don't know him. So I will bring him in and he will introduce himself. Good morning, Pascal. Can you hear me?
Hello, good morning, Kenny. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing today?
I'm fine. I'm absolutely fine. Thank you.
Yeah, so thank you for giving me time. I know you are very busy.
Not
Thanks
a
for
problem.
giving me some of your time to just have a conversation with me. I'm working on a series for my channel. We call it Japa, where I come from. Japa means people living from one country to another. So I'm just talking to people across the globe why they left their country, their own country, to another country in the spirit of searching for greener pasture, like everybody
Yeah.
so I'll be asking some questions that my audience have asked me to ask you. So don't be distracted if you see me going through my phones. I will be picking the questions based on what I got from my audience from my last video. So just
Okay.
give us a little bit of introduction. Let my audience meet you.
Yeah. Hello, guys. My name is Bhaskar Bhatt. I'm from India. I'm from the westernmost state of India, which is in the west side of India, which is known as Gujarat. So my story is, which we'll discuss in few questions, which Kenny will ask. So yeah, uh, I'm here in UK from last 2.5 years, I would say.
Oh, thank you, Pascal. So you are from India and you are in UK now.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is the motivation? What motivated you from leaving your country, coming to UK? Is it job opportunity? Is it education? Is it family? What is the
Yeah,
motivation?
for me, I was never willing to leave India. I was only thinking of going to Canada to do my further studies. That was my plan. But I was dating one girl. She was from UK. So that's
Oh,
how I ended up coming to UK. I got married to her, and then for a little bit change, she said she won't be able to settle in India. So for my love of life, I came to UK.
so it's marriage that brought you to the
Yeah,
UK. It's not
marriage brought
job.
me to the UK.
It's not greener pasture. It's marriage.
Yeah, it's married. It's bit like un what you can say unsatisfactory or unacceptable it would be for some people, because most of the people come here from like our countries can is for studies either or for better career or something. So my whole scenario is a little bit different.
Yeah, in fact, just to buttress what you just said now, I think in the last 2 to 5 years, when it comes
Yeah,
to migration to the UK, the highest country, the two top countries that migrated to the UK are Nigerians and India, my country and your country. I
yeah,
can't remember who come first now. Maybe it's Nigeria or India, but because a lot of your country people are moving to the UK as well. So, and I know most of them come to study. They come with
yeah,
their family to study, but it's kind of funny when I hear people left their country to another country. I always think it's because they want good life. But are you saying while you were in India, if not because of marriage, you were doing fine? You don't have any reason to leave.
no, I didn't have any reasons to leave. I did my masters. I was teaching in university. I
Wow.
was a professor of psychology. So then during the COVID, I was getting bored. So on online platforms, somehow I was like dating websites basically. I found one girl whom I started talking, and then my auntie is from UK, so she went and see her, and that's how it all started. Then she came to India, stayed for 6 months, then we decided to got married.
So you met your wife on the internet, on the dating site.
Yeah.
Wow, 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 wow. So what were your biggest concern when you moved to the UK? Is it the culture? Is it the food? Is it accommodation? Is it how to adjust to the weather?
My biggest concern was weather, because my auntie was staying in UK for more than 20 years. She always used to tell me that it's very less sunny over here and it's always gray weather. So that was my concern. But until unless you don't feel it, you don't take that much seriously. So when I came to UK first day, so I came in December. So basically there are no leaf on the trees, there is no
Yeah.
sun in the sky, and it's all gray and cold. Cold was not that much concern for me because I love the cold weather
Okay.
as well. But for like country from where I belong, the moment you wake up, you are addicted to see the sun in the sky. Sorry for my voice. And that was the most part which affected me.
Okay, so it's the weather. How quickly were you able to I know you can always find, like myself, there are
Yeah.
a lot of people that there is availability of my food, the kind of food that I eat in my country. So how quickly were you able to adjust in terms of food, in terms of loving a British girl, in terms
Yeah.
of living in the country?
Well, she is born and brought up here, but her family, some like her mother was from India only. So she was little bit towards Indian food, but I love spicy food and she loves bland food. So I was struggling with that. And other thing is, I've never cooked food for my own self, because in Indian tradition, your mom or your grandmother, someone will cook for you. So you get ready-made hot breakfast, hot lunch, hot dinner. Nothing
Wow.
is pre-cooked. It's cooked fresh for you. So I was struggling the most as well for that. So after coming here, I have to make my breakfast, I have to make my lunch, I have to make my dinner, because my wife was working. So the
Okay.
moment I came, I didn't got the job. So first thing which I was struggling was for food. And other thing what I was struggling was it gets dark at 4:30, 5 in the evening. So my system is getting confused that it's evening, let's have your dinner. And when you see
Yeah.
that it's only 6 or 7 o'clock,
Wow.
I
Wow.
was struggling a lot with the food and like coping up with the change in weather, and it gets dark. It's usually dark from 4 till 7 or 8 in the morning.
Okay. So you left a very what's the English? You left a very good career in India. You were teaching
Yeah.
already. You have your
Yeah.
master's already, and you came to the UK. How quickly were you able to find a job that you love, that you had passion for, just like the lecturing job in India?
Yeah. So the moment I came, I was looking for teaching jobs. Then I found out that I can't directly start teaching in university. I'll have to do my PhD or some another master's. So I was not ready for another master's, and I was thinking of doing PhD, or I might do the teaching in school. I'll start with that. So for
Okay.
that, I have to do my 1 year's course to teach in school. But the moment I came after 20 days, I had a good news from my wife that she was pregnant.
Wow.
So yeah, so rather than thinking of studying, I just thought I'll have to start with any job, whichever I get.
Wow. 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 So what was your first job in the country?
My first job was working as a shop manager.
Shop like a supermarket?
Not supermarket, you can say off license shop.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was a huge off license shop in Surrey. So I used to stay in Stevenage. So I used to travel from Stevenage to Surrey, which would be like 35-40 minutes of drive.
Okay. Okay.
And thankfully I came with my international license. So my
So you
wife
could
got,
drive.
yes, I was driving. First I was struggling with driving because in India nobody drives with the rules, and here everybody drives with the rules and regulations. So lane driving and stopping at the roundabout was the most difficult for me.
Okay, so you can see there is a lot of mental shift in terms of driving, also food, driving, and a lot of things coming from India to the country, to UK. So will you say because your wife, she's kind of part of India and British, does that help her decision to saying yes to you quickly, to agreeing to marry you?
Well, she started liking me, but I told her that once we will meet, then we will go further. I liked her behavior because the way she met my auntie few times before meeting me, that portrayed a good image of her. My auntie said she's a good girl. She also visited her house. So that was all going good. But until unless you don't see each other in real, how can you decide? Because taking a decision of getting married is a like lifetime decision. So it took me a few times. Like for example, me and my girlfriend, who is my wife now, we were dating for like more than a year because of COVID. We were just chatting, video calls. That's it.
Oh, okay. So, in terms of getting job in the UK, would you say for someone that is not from the country, that is coming from a different labor market, would you say it's difficult or it's easy?
According to current scenario, I would say it's difficult because of the recession in UK and inflation is increasing. There is lots of people who are coming and there is very few jobs because people here, they will ask you for the work experience when you apply for any job. For example, you are applying as an admin, okay, admin role. Then also they'll ask you for administrative role experience in UK. Well, we are new to the country. How will we have experience in the country? Because I had lots of experience in teaching, but I never got a teaching job because I don't have experience of teaching in UK. So
Hmm.
that is the very hard part of getting a job in UK. So you'll have to start with anything. That's it, and it's very difficult to find job.
So, just a personal experience. When I came to the country, also, I think I stayed for like was it 3 to 6 months before I could get a good job, and I got a lot of mails, a lot of unfortunately mail. Do you get that? Do you experience that? How was it for you?
Well, when I started applying for the job, uh, I applied for like 30, 40 jobs at a time, and I'm getting only one interview out of it. And basically, I was applying for everything: admin jobs, warehouse jobs, shop manager. Thankfully, I got a job as a shop manager, but before that, I used to help my brother-in-law who runs a van, and helps people to move their things around. So I have been with him for several times to move someone's sofa, to move someone's furniture. So that was my first job, I would say. But then I kept trying for like 3-4 months. Then I got the job as a shop manager. That was also because I think they liked because my English was a little bit better, and I was able to understand few things. I think because
Okay, so what is your first impression when you got to Heathrow, or is it Gatwick? What was your first impression when you got to the UK, when you got to the country?
well, when I get to the Heathrow, my wife was with me because she came to receive me. So she had a Christmas vacation, and I got my visa during the end of November. So she came to India. So she was with me, so I was fine. Airports are fine. It was same as Indian airport because we also have very good airports in India now. So coming out of Heathrow, looking at the roads was next level
Were you
because
wowed? Were you wowed that God, does this exist?
I was wowed. Like I was looking at the trees, but there are no leaves. So I have never seen like that in India. We have the season in which trees lose the leaf, but in 1 month the leaves will come back, or 1.5 month, and basically there is no sun.
Hmm. Okay, so if you are to compare UK and India, if you are to compare both together in terms of prospect, in terms of economy, in terms of growth, in terms of being successful in time with the kind of job that you want, which one would you think is doing fine presently?
In India, I would say it's very much competitive as well these days because of the huge amount of population. So I'll give you my example. I always wanted to join Indian Army. So it took me like 4-5 years of hard work, studying, and that took me to pass the written exam. And after that, there is 1 week of interviews which you have to do because I was applying for officer rank. So out of 300,000 people who pass the written exam, only few uh, of them will make till the end of the interviews. So only 10 or 15 people made till the end of interviews, and out of that they'll take 2 people. So you imagine what will happen to those remaining people. They'll have to try again. So this was example of one government job and how many people are applying for it. Same is in the private sector. But if you decide to develop your career in a different way, for example, how I did, a few of my friends were taking clinical psychology and other subjects after finishing their graduation. They were doing their masters in clinical psychology and other subjects. I decided to do it in forensic psychology. I wanted to understand criminal behavior and criminal mind, how it works. So that took me in a different path. So it depends on which path you take. And if we say it comparing to India versus UK, in UK, I would say if you have done a good degree and if you are willing to get a government job and if you have a British passport, that becomes easy for you. If you are a British citizen, you can give government exam. For example, I did my research. I was thinking I'll apply for some government job in a police or something. But for that, you have to be in UK for at least 3 years. And I think at the end I found out that you have to be British citizen to apply for any government job. So people here, if they are career oriented, I have seen few people who are career oriented from their young age here. They already have a good job. But for people who are migrating to UK, it becomes difficult for them because first thing is language. Second thing is they won't accept your work experience which you are bringing from other country. If you are in IT field, then it's perfect for you. IT field's experience is acceptable everywhere in the world. One of my friend came from India on a work visa. His company has got him here, and his company has given him a job as well at the same position. So it becomes difficult for other fields.
So if I should cap what you said, there's some profession, there's some careers that you can admire that will make you very relevant if you move to UK.
But what other thing which I don't like is comparing India and UK is the amount of tax which we pay in UK, and and the services which we get. For example, NHS, what you get, nothing. The amount of tax which we are paying is a lot of money.
So you think Medicare and maybe infrastructure, because the tax, if you ask UK, they will tell you, okay, we are collecting the tax, we are collecting everything, but you are enjoying the infrastructure, you have good road, you have water, you have everything. If you compare that with India, do you think it's better back home?
Yeah, I would say, yeah. Like, for example, I was earning only my salary in India compared to UK. I would say it was only 800 or 900 pounds.
Different.
But my tax, in India. So a month. So I would pay a tax once a year. That would be my one salary. And sometimes they used to cut the tax while paying us because they have to pay the tax when big universities are doing big transactions. So if they are paying to all of their staff, they'll have to cut some amount of the transaction amount. So it would be my 1 or 2 salaries if I have to pay tax. I was a taxpayer in India, so it would be my 1 or 2 salary out of 1 year. And the services, I would say hospital services is better than compared to here. There is little bit of waiting, but you can take option of private healthcare as well in India. For example, I pay like 250 pounds a year for my whole family for private healthcare, and in that, if anything happens to anyone, we just have to go and admit in hospital. That's it, and then we are not paying anything until the bill crosses 10,000 or 100,000 pounds. So you can extend your limit.
Okay, so would you say, if you can change the hand of time, let's say you can change it back to present, would you still consider coming to the UK, if not because of marriage, let's say because of another reason, like study, like maybe career? Would you still consider coming to the UK from India?
Well, I might think if I want to do further studies, because I did my graduation, masters, I did my law as well. So I've done 2 graduation and 1 masters. So I was thinking if I'm going to do my PhD, I might go for Canada or somewhere else. So I might go for my professional studies. Other than that, I will never think of getting settled somewhere. But now it has worked opposite to what I am thinking. I'm here in UK and trying my best.
Okay, so what would be your advice for, because people from your country who will be watching this, so what would be your advice to them? Would you still advise them to come to the country? A lot of people are even regretting moving to UK. A lot of people still want to come from Africa, from Europe, from other countries. What would be your advice if you are to advise them now?
I'll give my frank advice, to be fair, what I think. It can be different from other people, and your advice will change from people to people who are living here. My advice to the people of my country and other people around the world would be, if you are earning proper money and if you think you can survive with that, and you can make like small businesses with your income in your own country, then you should never leave your country, because you are living there with your family, your friends, you have lots of social support as well. But people don't think that. People just think that going to UK would be easy, and we'll spend money and then we'll make lots of money after going there. But those scenario is changed now because of inflation. Look, standard of living is still fine, but buying things, groceries, if I tell you, fuel prices, electricity, gas bills, water bills, that all has gone extremely up. So survival has become much more difficult compared to the previous years before COVID, I would say.
So,
Yeah.
fine, that's an advice, but someone could ask you that, okay, you said if we are earning very well in our country, blah blah blah, we should not leave. If we have it, we can do maybe like a side business, we have social support. But they could ask you, what about security of their lives and property? You would agree with me that security in UK, you can sleep even without closing your door in the UK. Okay, maybe in some part of the UK,
Yeah.
it's still like very, very good, and your property are saved. Your children can go to school. You are not scared of kidnapping. You
Yeah.
are not scared of terrorism. What would you, if people should ask you in that direction, what would you say? Okay, these are some of the advantages that I'm not enjoying in my country, and I think
Yeah.
UK can give me that. What will you say to them?
Well, yeah, for standard of living, if you're coming for a standard of living, for better education or better future of your kids, if you think, yeah, UK is better in that, I would say. But again, my thinking doesn't make, should not impact people who wants to come. This is an open country. This is a good country. Everyone is welcomed here. Well, some people say there is some racist things happen to them, but I have never felt about it.
You've
I
never
don't
you've never felt anything racism since you've been in the UK.
know.
Maybe you
I
went
haven't.
for a job and you think you are even overqualified, but you didn't get it because you are from a different color or maybe any other thing. You've not felt, you've not been in that condition before.
Well, I consider if I'm not getting selected, it would be my fault. Or if they consider it because I'm from other country and they are not taking me, then that is their loss. That's what I think.
Yeah,
Because
that's
they
their
don't know
loss.
how much hard working a
I
person
like that.
from India can be.
I like that. So for people from your country who will be watching this now, is there any place you've visited in the UK since you've arrived, that you think maybe it can be eye-catching for them, where they can visit around the country?
I've been to Scotland. So if the people who loves mountains, they must visit Scotland. And if they love beach or something, then they must go Cornwall, I would say, because I visited Cornwall and Scotland. I'm thinking of visiting Wales. Wales is also very nice if you like mountains and lakes. There are lots of freshwater lakes. So guys, if you're looking to go and see mountains, go to Wales and Scotland. If you love beaches, there is Cornwall and other places in the south of UK.
Oh, okay. And is there anything that you now like about United Kingdom? Any food, any of their food that you are eating very well now that you were struggling with when you first came?
Well, I used to eat meat before, but then I left it because of nobody eats in my family and religious reasons as well. But I've never had eaten red meat, and I don't eat that as well. But then I left it few years back. But after coming to UK, I became again a pescatarian, and I started eating fish and chips. So fish and chips is a survival food for people living in UK. If you can't cook anything, you'll find fish and chips somewhere around the corner where you live or somewhere nearby. So yeah, that's how I started eating fish again. So I like fish and chips in UK, and roast dinner which my wife makes for me.
Okay. All right. We have some few minutes before I end the show. Thanks for coming up. Do you have any maybe any medium, any channel, maybe Instagram, YouTube, where people can reach you, especially people from your country, where they can follow.
Yeah, I have my YouTube channel. The name is Bhaskar K Bhatt. I'll request Kenny to add the name in the bottom somewhere.
I will add it,
You
don't
can
worry.
add it in the what you can say in the bottom of the YouTube channel description or somewhere, and it
Okay,
would be helpful. My Instagram name is also Bhaskar K Bhatt. I'll give you the spellings and everything.
All right.
I wanted to give one more advice to the people who are coming on care home visa.
Okay.
People are coming on the relevancies of the agents which are sitting in their own country. So they show them big dreams that you'll take this visa, you'll go there, you'll find the work. But care home work is not easy. First thing, you have to take care of someone who is very old. Second thing is, people are coming and struggling to find job because their work visa is permitted on something else. Some big company has given them permit to come and work here, and when they come and go to that company tell them that you have to pay me 600-700 pounds tax every month, otherwise we will cancel your work permit, and then they have to work somewhere else. So please be conscious, please be very attentive in what you are doing, and don't just get like into the talks of the agents which are sitting in your country, because they are making huge amount of money and making you fool. Because I have seen lots of people coming here on care home visa and they're struggling to find work, and then the agents ask them for more money if they want full-time work. So stop getting into this idiot people's talk, and stop. Do your own research, I would say. If you trust that person to the 100%, then only come, because lots of people are struggling after coming on care home work visa. So please do your research, guys, before coming.
All right. All right. Thank you, Pascal. Thank you for coming on my show. It's my show and your view. Thank you for sharing your view. I hope if I need to bring you up some other time, you'll find time for me.
Yeah, right? That's fine.
All right. Thank you. Don't worry. I will add up your YouTube channel. You can just send it to me. I will add it up on my channel so people can follow you. Thank you so much. And it's a wrap. I'll see you some other time.
Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, guys. So that's it today on my show and your view. Join me again on the next episode. I'm doing like 5 to 6 episodes on this Japa series. And like I said, I will bring people from different countries so that people from those countries can understand the pros and cons of migrating, not necessarily to UK, but to any countries of their choice. I'll bring someone that is in US, I'll bring someone that is in Germany. So just join me on this channel. The channel is Opera Kenny TV. The show is my show and your view. It's informative, educative. And if you are seeing this for the first time, please endeavor to subscribe, like, and share. Don't just get educated. Let your friends, your family also get educated. You will not know what this might do for them. So till next time, when I'll bring you another guest on another episode on Japa series on my show and your view. It's a wrap. My name is Kehinde Oyeniyi. I'm Opera Kenny. Bye.